Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that your holiday season was one of joy and celebration with those that are dear to you, and that as this new year begins, you're looking toward the possibilities that are out there in the world around us. Because that's what the new year means, right? Almost everyone across cultures celebrates this time of year as a time to make changes, to take stock of our lives and see what might be different. And of course, we know to make resolutions that these things are going to be different, and to try and hold ourselves to higher standards of working out more and eating better and being more organized, and just generally trying to improve our lives and the way we are in the world. We see the new year, the turning of a new year, as an opportunity to do these things, and to put away the old habits that we feel aren't as healthy for us, or as productive for us as they could be, and to slough off the bad mojo of the year before. And we vow that 2019 is going to be the best year yet, and we're going to be our best selves. But we know what happens, right? I mean, a month and a half, 2 months in, despite our best intentions, we often go back to a lot of the same practices and the same behaviors and routines that we had in the previous year. And so all the resolutions, all the promises and the commitments that we made to ourselves start to sort of dissipate and go away altogether. And we are left with disappointment and feelings of guilt and shame and unworthiness that we have failed at even keeping these promises that we've made to ourselves. And so we sort of we put these expectations on ourselves at the beginning of the year, and very quickly find that they are very difficult to keep. In the church context, this time of year is also a time of new things being born into the world. That's what the Advent season is about. In early December, we begin looking toward what is about to be born anew, and so we see this also as a time of opportunity for change and something different to take shape. But the difference is that as people of faith, we say that it's not on our shoulders to do that, but that it is God who is birthing this new thing in our world and in the lives of God's people. Christmas and New Year's is a time when the days grow longer, where there's a little more light in the world as the sun is reborn again. And so as we begin these first few weeks of January of a new year, we are reminded that God offers us new possibilities. The season right after Christmas is known as Epiphany season, and it begins with the story of the wise men, or the wise people, coming from the east to visit the place where Jesus is born. And this story symbolically is meant to tell us about how this revelation of God's new thing happening gets spread out from a very local, private moment to the world, that the world begins to understand what God might be up to, or at least begins to ask the question. And if we think about the word epiphany separate from the church context, it's sort of, it conjures an image for us of like an aha moment, like a light bulb going off above our heads, that we get to see in new ways and to understand something new that we didn't before. And as this season begins, we'll be hearing stories of how Jesus' work and mission is revealed to more and more people, and we'll also be called to repentance. This week we'll hear John the Baptist, the story of John the Baptist in the wilderness, calling the people to repentance again. And I know that that is a loaded word for many people, especially those who have been hurt by the church or who have had bad experiences at church. But really, the word in the original Greek language means simply to turn around, to turn back, to turn away from the old ways of doing things and our old behaviors towards something new and what God is doing anew in the world. And then, in seeing that, to begin to ask what God is doing in our lives and in the world that is new and that we can be a part of. And so, this is the work that we'll be doing together as we are gathered on Sunday mornings at 11 to ask, what is God up to in my life and in the lives of the people around me? And how am I called to respond to that out of my own gifts and the things that I'm able to do and to contribute to my neighbors and to the community and to the world at large. But you don't have to come to church to do that work, and I encourage you to ask those questions of yourself as you go through your days in this season of possibility. What might God be doing anew in you, and how might you share that with others around you? Thanks for listening, and peace be with you.